Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Today, we'll be talking something very important, and it's about this white woman who actually came out to talk about politics, right? She started by saying that most Gen X she has followed do not have the same political view as her. And she went further to say that if we, like she and you, do not have the same political view and she's following you, she's absolutely going to block you. And she went further to say that she doesn't understand why Gen Z also included and Gen X do not understand politics. And I am asking, why is it that you have problem with people when you do not have the same political view as you are? Because I mean, not having the same political view, we can agree to disagree, right? Which is not bad. And then this conversation also brought about Sister Tabitha. You all already know how, and she actually came out to say that she said it respectfully as a black woman in the U.S. who lost rights and because of Trump. And she said she's tired of trying to have compassionate conversations with willfully ignorant people like this white woman. And sincerely speaking, she is very ignorant because I don't see how somebody come out to say something like this. And number one is that how do you expect us to have the same political view? Because people are always like, vote blue no matter who. So I should ignorantly also vote blue no matter who, even if it's going to favor me and if it's not going to favor you. This is one of the problems they've been having with black people all these years. Let's get into this.
I don't know if y'all know this or not, but every Gen X person that I've fucking picked up and followed, I have not asked not one person, wait a minute, what's your political views? Because I can't be your friend if we have different political views. Oh my God, you want to know why? Do you want to know why? Because we can all fucking believe what we want to believe and still fucking respect each other and be fucking humans. That's something all you younger generations need to learn. And you know what? I think some of the older generations need to learn that shit too. Because y'all just doing what your fucking masters want when you fight. Just thought you should fucking know that.
That's a privileged outlook to have, thinking political views are just opinions that don't affect people's lives. For many, political views are directly tied to human rights issues that determine whether they have basic freedoms and dignity. Listen, I get where she's coming from as a white woman. She has certain rights that cannot be taken away no matter who's in power. But she's too indoctrinated by her privilege to realize that her rights as a woman are absolutely on the line based on political decisions. Saying people who disagree with her have masters is also a racist dog whistle playing into white supremacist rhetoric. The reality is, we don't all have the luxury of just believing what we want, when those beliefs can strip away rights and safety from marginalized groups. At the same time, we can't just fight each other. That's exactly what those in power want. What we need to do is have open and honest discussions, try to understand each other's perspectives, and change hearts and minds through compassionate dialogue. I have to check my privilege as a white man and listen to those whose lives are more directly impacted, but dismissing the human rights implications of political views as just believing what you want is dangerously naive. Vote Chase Lincoln-Looper for West Virginia Governor 2024. You know, I totally get where you're coming from. She's absolutely right. Black women in America have been dealing with ignorance and oppression for centuries, constantly have to educate people who just don't want to listen. I can't even imagine how exhausting and frustrating that must be. As a white dude, I've never had to face that kind of constant uphill battle. I've never had my rights stripped away or been made to feel like a second-class citizen in my own country. It's a privilege I was born with through no merit of my own. But that's exactly why I feel like it's my responsibility to use that privilege to fight against oppression and ignorance wherever I see it. If I stay silent, I'm just perpetuating the problem. As a quote-unquote ally, I need to speak up and amplify the voices of those who have been silenced for too long. Does that mean I'll always get it right? Hell no. I'm bound to put my foot in my mouth or say something stupid sometimes. I have already multiple times. but I have to try. I have to be willing to have those uncomfortable conversations and really listen, even when it's hard. Because at the end of the day, we're all human beings deserving of basic dignity and respect. And if I can use my position of privilege to help create a more just and compassionate world, then that's what I'm going to do, even if it means getting called out or making mistakes along the way. So to you, I hear you. Your frustration is absolutely valid, and I'm going to keep trying, keep learning, and keep using my voice to fight for change, because that's the least I can do. Vote Chase Lincoln Looper for West Virginia Governor, November 5th, 2024.
I don't know what it is with you supremacists. I don't know what it is with you Trump supporters, you MAGA people, any racists. I don't understand it, because you for some reason get it fucked up and think that you the only ones with guns and gear and train and all of that. You think just because you got some sellouts that validate your little racist opinions, you think you in the right. Well, I'm here to tell you that one, history has proven you wrong over and over and over again. It continues to as time goes on. Not only that, you've violated God's law. Forget supremacist law. You've violated God's law. You've committed cardinal sins all throughout history. I'm here to tell you that, don't get me wrong, you gonna get some of my brothers and sisters, the ones that procrastinate and don't wake up and wise up and arm themselves and train and unite with their brothers and sisters. Yeah, they gonna wait till the last minute and find themselves dead. You gonna get them. But the real motherfuckers that's a part of this community, the real people of color, we just waiting in the shadows. We playing defense just like our ancestors did. We just waiting for you to pop it off. A bunch of sissy motherfuckers talking about, oh, this my country, this my country. No. This is not your country. If it was your country, you wouldn't have used black and brown people to build it. If it's your country, you wouldn't have took out loans from that same tyrannical government that you claim that fled. If it's your country, you wouldn't need China or Africa's natural resources. You wouldn't need nobody. But it's funny that it's your country, you so patriotic, yet everything in your country comes from outside this country. Every asset in this country comes from outside this country. And to my people, people of color, I love you, but you motherfuckers better wake up fast, because you're gonna find yourself in a very unfortunate situation. The only thing that's important right now is unity, is training, and healing from all the trauma that we suffer from. There is nothing else more important. Not them designer clothes that you spend your whole paycheck on to satisfy some motherfucker that don't give a fuck about you. Not that expensive ass car that you went and got to go impress a bunch of motherfuckers that you probably not even gonna be friends with a year from now. None of that materialistic dumb shit is important. And the faster you realize that, is the faster you can start your process to healing. Is the faster that you can start your process to uniting this community. Is the faster that we can start the process to really fixing some shit. But guess what? Until y'all do so, ain't nothing gonna happen. It's just we gonna continue talking, gonna continue doing a whole bunch of nothing but complaining until y'all do some healing. If you live in a state that is not Second Amendment friendly, move. I get it. Easier said than done, Mo. I get it. But what's more valuable? What's more important than the safety of your children? What's more important than the safety of your family and friends? What's more important than the safety of this community? And you should be in a location where you can legally defend your community. If you in New York, California, or any other state that is not Second Amendment friendly, you're fucked already. And for the slow people in the back, gun control was created so black people, so people of color could not arm themselves, which is why they didn't want to make us citizens. They didn't want to make us human, because if they made us human and if we were classified as human beings, then they would have to give us the same rights that they gave the whites, which now we have. Use them and stop being selective and only using the rights that are convenient for you to use. Who does it benefit by you not being armed? Anybody wanting to cause harm on you and your family. Educate yourself and heal. Train and heal. Arm yourself and heal. Unite with the people and heal. There shouldn't be no blood versus blood, Crip versus Crip, GD versus GD, BD versus BD, Vice Lord versus Vice Lord, or any of the in between. There shouldn't be none of that because all of your gangs was created to protect the community. So why have y'all not returned to that purpose? I don't want to hear no excuses. I already done heard them all. I already done researched them all. I know about how this government did this and they took all the leaders away and now we ain't got no I know all of that, but how you gonna keep using it as an excuse when we got work to do? Take responsibility, unite, let's repair and heal this community, and we'll deal with the root of the problem, i.e. the supremacists, after we're done with the healing. But for now, you motherfuckers better wake up. If you thinking that just because you from the hood, just because you from the ghetto, that, oh, you just gonna wake up when the war happened, you just gonna wake up when some bullshit happened, and now all of a sudden you proficient in war tactics, you proficient in how to survive, you proficient in how to defend your family. No, that little Glock you got, it ain't gonna cut it. You're gonna be the first ones out the door. You're gonna be the first ones up there sitting in the upper room. So do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, do your friends a favor. Do what it takes. Stop choosing the convenient content route and do what it takes to educate yourself on how to protect your family, how to heal yourself properly, emotionally and mentally, and then watch how the momentum from that propels this community into unseen potential.
You're so deep in denial about white privilege that you can't even see the racism staring you right in the face. Newsflash, just because you don't want to admit it exists doesn't make it any less real. Wake up and smell the injustice, man. White privilege is woven into the very fabric of our society, whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. From education to employment, housing to healthcare, the scales have been tipped in favor of white people for centuries. Instead of getting defensive and playing the victim card, how about you open your eyes and actually listen for once? The fact that you're so quick to dismiss the existence of racism and white privilege is a prime example of how deeply ingrained it is. So spare me the "you're creating racism" nonsense. Racism has been here long before either of us, and it'll stick around as long as people like you keep burying your head in the sand. It's time to wake up and be a part of the solution, not the problem. Vote Chase Lincoln Luper for governor of West Virginia on November 5th, 2024. I was in a live stream today having a conversation with a man who was black, and I said that while black folks, indigenous people, and other people of color face their own unique struggles with systemic racism, poverty is something that impacts poor people across all races. I thought that we could find some common ground there and unite against the wealthy elite, even if we disagreed on other issues. But he wasn't having it. He argued that the struggle ain't the same for poor white people because racism compounds the poverty experience for black and brown communities. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Look, I'm not denying that economic inequality and lack of opportunity affects poor white people too, because that shit is real. But for people of color, poverty does not exist in a vacuum. It is inextricably linked to the systemic racism that has historically denied them access to good jobs, housing, education, and the ability to build generational wealth. Even poor white people have benefited from white privilege in ways that they might not even realize. The playing field has never been level. Racism is quite literally what created these disparities in poverty rates to begin with. So while I think that we should unite against economic injustice, we cannot ignore how race factors into that fight for black and brown people. The struggle against poverty is intrinsically tied to the struggle against racism for them. They are two sides of the same coin. We have to keep it real about the compounded impacts. I'm not saying we can't find common ground, but we also have to recognize the unique challenges communities of color face because of systemic racism. That's just facts. My man was simply keeping it real with me on that. Vote Chase Linko Looper for West Virginia Governor, November 5th, 2024.
What does the American flag mean to African American people? And should African American people embrace that flag? Watch this.
All of the burning and bombing that was done to us and the houses, nobody never said too much about that, and nothing was done. But let something be burned, by a black man, and then, my God, you see, the flag is drenched with our blood, because you see, so many of our ancestors was killed because we have never accepted slavery. We had to live on it, but we've never wanted it. So we know that this flag is drenched with our blood. So what the young people are saying now, give us a chance to be young men, respected as a man, as we know this country was built on the black backs of black people across this country. And if we don't have it, you ain't gonna have it either, because we gonna tear it up.
I couldn't have said it no better myself. Chattel slavery is what created the possibility for the American economy to even exist. Side note real fast, for all of you that keep saying this term, that I am not my ancestors type term, you know what? You're correct. You're not. Because our ancestors had the balls. Our ancestors were more men and women, were more king and queen than most of you will ever be. The countless slave revolts, with Nat Turner's being amongst the most popular, the countless rebellions, the countless escaped slaves, all of you just normalized being a modern day slave. I watch and I look around at black people today, at brown people today, at people of color in general today, and y'all do nothing to combat supremacy. You do nothing to combat the existing greedy power structure that keeps demanding more and more from not only you, from your children, from your mother, from your father, from your grandmama, keeps demanding more and more and more for you to even be considered an American. How is it we have more resources today? We have more of everything today. We have more rights. We have more of the ability to unite. We have more of the ability to do anything and everything today. Yet all you motherfuckers want to do is collect Jordans and fuck random women and fuck random men, watch basketball, watch football, gossip about who fucking who. That's all y'all do today. But y'all got the nerve to sit up here and talk about, I am not my aunt. Yeah, you not. You right. You's a bitch. Back on topic. How many future Martin Luther Kings did these people kill? How many future Marcus Garveys? How many future Malcolm X's? How many future Nat Turners, Harriet Tubmans, Rosa Parkses? How many of these individuals, these potential future iconic individuals, did these people kill? And you just laid up trying to live amongst them. You just laid up trying to be civil to them. You just laid up trying to get along and go along. You should be a damn shame. Every single one of you, black or brown. Because if you really did the research on how about this? Look up gelding. Look up gelding and breeding plantations, and then come back and report back and explain to me how it is you're able to continuously further assimilate and integrate into a society that used your ancestors to build its economy, that uses you, that almost $2 trillion black dollar that you spend every year to keep this economy going. Meanwhile, this country is still on the verge of collapse. And every 4 years, every president claims to have fixed this and that. Oh, we fixed unemployment. We fixed the economy. We fixed Medicare. We fixed this. Y'all ain't tired of the tricks yet? Y'all ain't tired of the illusions yet? But let me guess. For you black Christians, you gonna chalk it up to, oh, well, Jesus got something for him. Let me ask you this. Russia opened up a vault and just expose that Jesus was black. Even though, yes, we knew it already, but most of your grandmamas got white Jesus in her house. So why is it that black Jesus ain't national news since we got proof that he wasn't white? Why is it that grandmama still got white Jesus up on that mantle? Why is it that grandmama, your mama, your auntie still go to the church with the white Jesus, with a black pastor that drives a Benz and tells you everything you need to follow about Jesus and God? You ain't tired of the tricks yet. Funny how today's slaves see more slaves than our ancestors.
So this is all I got from this video, and trust me, that young black man really said a lot, and a very big shout out to him for coming through. I mean, he really said it all. And the fact that some people have refused to understand that black people have been through it all. Like the white woman who was saying, she said that if you do not have the same mindset or political value as her, she probably would not, like, she would probably will not want to have anything to do with you. And that is the problem we are facing right now, because some of them have a very horrible political view, and they want you to also have the same horrible political view, right? How is that even possible? Now, I understand. That's why, see, people that want change, when you see people that want change, you can actually hear it and see it from how they talk and how they speak, right? But people that do not want anything changed, you absolutely will hear it also from their voice when they speak. Like the way she is talking, this is the kind of people that will say vote blue no matter who, just come out and vote. It does not matter whom you are voting for. As long as I am okay, that is all that matters. Forgetting that there are other people. I mean, you are not the only one, right? That's why I keep saying anything that will not benefit majority of the people, it means it is not good for you. I mean, if it is not good for other people, I mean, we all cannot have the same mindset or the same distance. But when a government is not going to benefit majority of the people, that is actually not a good thing. And then it was when Sister Tabitha actually went to search. If you read the comments on it, you hear her say, I mean, the comment she wrote, she was like, that is the problem I am having with white women. They refuse to listen. They have refused to understand that sometimes we might not have the same political view. The main thing is that sit down, we'll listen to what you have to say, and you listen to what we have to say. And then we can talk it out and know what is good for us and what is not good for us. She has already said it, because she is for Trump, this white woman, right? And majority might also not be for Trump, right? And she went further to say that we can, believe what we do not want to believe, or believe what we want to believe, and still respect each other. See, for you to, not even wanting anything good for other people, I do not even think that you deserve any respect. Let me even start with that one, because you cannot probably Pe0ple yourself on the neck and you expect, intentionally did it, and you want people to sympathize with you. How do people sympathize with you? Now, some of them, they keep denying their privilege, and that is where I have problem with them. Their privilege has really, made them not to even think about people that look like me and other people also, because they feel like it is all about them, and they also want everything to be all about them. How do you want everything to be all about you when there are also how many people living in United States? It's not only about white people, right? It's all about black, brown, and every other person. But I am only talking for people that look like me. That is where my concentration is, right? So now, moving forward, saying all this, and think she is trying to provoke us, saying that we always get it all wrong or we try to fight. See, Black people have been through it all, and if we decide to fight, Black people are only fighting for the system that is oppressing them, because that system needs to be dismantled so that everybody can be free. Because if we are free, I am sure nobody will come and bother you or say that this is not working or the other one is not working. Black people are not interested in anything aside from that system that has been, they do not go around bothering you people, but you all wake up every day to look for a way to come into Black discussions or look for a way to bring Black people into your discussion, which are sometimes I feel like it doesn't make any sense and all that. And now she said, Sister Tabitha was like saying respectfully, as a Black woman in the US who's lost rights because of Trump, I am tired of trying to have compassionate conversation with willfully ignorant people like this white woman. And sincerely speaking, she is very ignorant, because if she understood the weight of what she was saying, she would not even come out to say it. But then I hope my people are able to get what we are looking for, because if there's anything we are looking for, is nothing but to bring down that system that has been oppressing Black people, and that is just on period. And shout out to that Black brother. He really, yeah, he came through. He made a whole lot of point. This is where I am going to draw the curtain. Thank you all so much for the support, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.